Hello, you are welcome to New Focused Approach to Mathematics Basic 8. This is the revised edition, and in this lesson we are looking at addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers using the acronym BODMAS or PEDMAS. In some cases you see PEMDAS, but take note, for the PEMDAS, which I will explain later, it always have an arrow that says from left to right. I'll come to that. And so BODMAS simply means brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. PEDMAS means parenthesis, exponent, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So this will be a rule we'll use. In fact, this very aspect of the math is very important because it has been very confusing with a lot of students. They find it difficult to understand which is which. And so we'll be taking examples and explain everything to you. Now, when we talk of BODMAS, we are saying bracket of, and there here the of, which is the O, means order, okay, means order. And so what we are saying is that anytime you are given any addition, subtraction, division, or any arithmetic involving more than one operational symbol, always consider doing bracket first or parenthesis. What we call bracket, okay, or that others call it parenthesis. If you go to US, they call this bracket, they call this parenthesis. No, they call this parenthesis, they call this bracket. We call both of them brackets, but ideally this would be parenthesis or this would be bracket. So anytime we have a question like maybe 4 plus 3, or let's say 3 times 2, then we do bracket first before we take any other action. So always bracket first. Then rule number 2, we deal with exponent, which is the order. The exponent, if the question involves exponent, like I have 2 plus 5 squared divided by 7, maybe minus 3. Here, the order, that means deal with the exponent in it. If there is square root, deal with the square root also. Okay, so after dealing with parentheses first or the bracket first, if there are exponents involved in the question, deal with the exponent first, or that will be the second thing to do. Thereafter, you go to the next rule, which is division and multiplication. This is where the difference of PEDMAS, and then others also say PEMDAS. So that's the difference. Now, this is what we use, PEDMAS. That means we always do division before multiplication. Okay, if you use the PEMDAS, which is multiplication before division, then your rule must be that you must always go from left to right, and that will help you. Other than that, always do the division first and be free. Then finally, we go to addition and subtraction. So where we have multiples of operations, this is the order in which we do. We always must prioritize division and multiplication before we think of addition and subtraction. All right. So we'll take examples and then we'll see how we can use these rules. This example number 1. You are given evaluate 45 divided by 3 plus into bracket 4 times 11 times 5 minus 180. If you go by the rule, we are going to do division bracket first. So we maintain whatever we have here. Don't tamper with this. Let's go to the bracket first, which will give us 44. That is 4 times 11. Then times 5 divided minus 180. Then according to, if there is exponent, by here there's no exponent, there's no order, there's no square root. So the next thing is to do division. Okay, so here we can say 45 divided by 3, we know that is going to give us 15. Then plus the 44 times 5 minus 180. Then according to, now we are done with the division. We still have multiplication. And we can't do addition by adding 15 and 44 before multiplying. That wouldn't work. So we deal with the multiplication. So we maintain our 15 as it is here, and then multiply 44 times 5, which of course is very easy. You divide 44 by 2, you get 22, attach 0, and that will give you 220. before the minus 180, and then we have this. Now, when we come to addition and subtraction, that one, don't worry, just go from left to right, and it will give you the same result. So 15 plus 220 is going to give me 235, then minus 180. If you do your subtraction very well, you get 55 as your answer. This is how we applied the BODMAS in dealing with this. In fact, it's very, very important because there has been a lot of errors with students when we come to doing arithmetic involving multiple operational symbols. Now let's look at another question here. Here we have to evaluate this, okay? And by the evaluation here, we see we have bracket at the same time exponent. So we deal with the exponent first. So here we can say negative 5 here times 5 into bracket. Now the bracket can be worked here as 4 minus into bracket. Here too we do 9 minus the exponent, which is 16. That is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 16. Then we still have bracket. So let me just do this minus. Now here the bracket we have 9 minus 16. So 9 minus 16, we know that is going to give us negative 7, right? Now we are here. Okay, then according to BODMAS, we need to deal with division before, multiplication before addition and subtraction. So we see we have negative 5 here. Then we can multiply this and this to give us 20 minus into bracket negative 7. Then we can say negative 5 times 20, and that is going to give us negative 100. Then minus into bracket negative 7. Now we know that anytime we have negative like this, they become addition. So we are going to have this equals negative 100 plus 7. And that when we do that, we have our answer to be negative 93. Good. And that becomes the answer, right? Maybe let's take one more example and see. So with this very question, we have to evaluate this lengthy arithmetic. It's not difficult if you go by the rule. So since I have bracket, you see bracket first, I can, maybe to save time, after bracket I can do with the exponent. So I'm going to have 125 for the 5 cube divided by 25 plus 23 will be maintained minus, here we have to be very careful. The minus is there separated from this, and so we can call that 9 and keep the minus there, times 4 to the power 3 is 64 divided by divided by 8 divided by 8 plus into bracket. Now when you do this one, that is 47 minus 24 will give us 23. Okay, now we are done with exponent and bracket. So we go to division. So first division we have is this one. 125 divided by 25 will just give us 5, and then plus 23 minus 9. Don't do the minus. Now we have times 64 divided by 8. That also can be done. Okay, 64 divided by 8 will be 8, then plus our 23 here. Step by step we are moving. Now no more division. Let's deal with multiplication. So we have 5 plus 23. Now this is going to be minus 9 times 8, which will give us negative 72, right? Then plus our 23. Now we are left with addition and subtraction, so we can go from left to right. So 5 plus 23 will give us 28. Then we can say minus 72 plus negative 72 plus 23. That will give us 49, right? So that will be negative 49. So then we are going to now subtract. So we have 28 minus 49. So our answer will be 21. 1. So that becomes the answer for this lengthy work. I'm sure with this explanation and questions that we've solved so far, you'll be able to handle all other questions that are in relation to this. Thanks so much for watching.